around him. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
I sorteggi mi hanno detto di un male. Una volta mi sono passati a 1 millimetro Kansas, una volta gli Eagles.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Second down and 6 now. Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Give every member of that unit a ton of credit for ripping off such a big gain there, because you don't get free for that many yards on a counter or misdirection without everybody selling the heck out of it.
Unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
Now Jackson on first down.
Lo sapevo.
The sideline intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. He's to the 15. They will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down at 7. They go play action now. Jackson.
Che cazzo.
Struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
And they'll try the option on first and goal. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6. There he goes, left side. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
But now the first run for Devon Achane. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
2nd and 10. Here's Tua. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Third down and 13. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively. And, Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive. And it's been paying off for them so far this game.
They snap it at one. Now it's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On third down, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Now Hill to return it. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Now swing this out wide. Here's A-Chain. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. In motion, Hill. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Looking to pass. Tua. Flushed out right. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
But that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Now 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Defense, 1 stop. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Non ci credo. Cioè, non ci credo. Oh, vabbè.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Now a 2nd and 6. Two yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now this time, Tua's going to throw it. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's 2nd and 10. Running the counter with Mostert. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
3rd down and 6. Now Tua. Now the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. And it's fielded at the 34. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Tra l'altro l'ha lisciato di non so quanto.
It's a leading run by Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens get a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Ma c'è sempre paura a usarli i quarterback perché un fumble è dietro l'angolo. Sì, sì.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And this drive will begin with a run from A-Chain. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. On play action, here's Tua. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, They almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Tua sets up to pass it. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively, and 2nd down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They run the
No,
option on 2nd down.
ma dai.
And he gets it down to the 32. The quarterback run good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around, hand it to the big fella, and let him get forward for a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The 2 is going to change things up. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8. Handoff running left is Mostert. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown! Tyler Kroft, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
At their own 16-yard line.
Giochi spesso?
The Baltimore offense It's at the line, set to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but
perché non te va di giocare online o...
you would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation.
Io l'ho fatta per 2 anni di seguito con la Lega inglese.
Second and 9. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. Look at the big man rumble. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play there.
Te devo far parlare per farti distrarre.
9 yards.
It's saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Ma che cazzo ho messo? Ma toccata la Madonna.
Punt formation from the red zone. Now the Ravens going to use one of their
Vedi, invece se parlo io vedi.
We step aside here in the fourth quarter. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And 2.
Third and 2. A pitch out to Mostert. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. 55 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Good gain there on
Comunque non riescono mai a livellare un gioco. O un anno è troppo lanci, o un anno è troppo per running back.
Good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. 2nd and a couple. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Motion man is Berrios. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. H.A. now up the middle. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw caught by H.A. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Yards on the punt there. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
He's going to let it fly. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will take this all the way down to the 38
15-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Tackle there by Michael Pierce.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now a 2nd and 10. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win.
Grazie.
Here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on.
La partita.
Now the guys